Podcasting. Is your B2B brand missing out? Podcasting is a popular information resource for B2B decision makers and influencers. Yet it's not top of mind with most B2B content marketers. Find out how your team can repurpose existing marketing content to take advantage of this often overlooked opportunity. Podcasts aren't always top of mind when B2B content marketing teams plan campaigns. For example, the Content Marketing Institute found that while 90% of B2B marketers create short articles and 66% produce videos, only 29% use podcasts to reach potential clients. That figure is surprising since LinkedIn found that 44% of executives, VPs, and department heads listen to them. A similar Sapio research study found that 43% of U.S. decision makers get business-related ideas from podcasts. That makes podcast listeners a substantial B2B target audience, on a par with research report, social media, newsletter, and webinar consumers. So podcasting could be an unrecognized opportunity for your B2B brand. Besides, it's relatively easy to repurpose existing content assets as podcasts. For example, chances are that many of the videos your team produces can also work as podcasts. The process to spin off a podcast from an existing marketing video is straightforward. Most video editing applications can export a standalone MP3, AAC, or WAV audio track from video files with the click of a mouse. Of course, if the video is a hands-on product demonstration or is graphics focused, ideas may get lost in translation to audio. Even so, most interviews, webinars, and announcements can work as podcasts with minimal editing or explanation added. Most blog posts can also work as podcasts. All it takes is someone with a pleasing voice to spend a few minutes reading them out loud and some basic recording software like Adobe Audition, GarageBand, or Audacity to capture it. Your team might even discover that podcasts are even more effective than the videos and blog posts they're creating today. For instance, a BBC study found that branded podcasts raise brand awareness by 89%, brand favorability by 24%, and purchase intent by 14%. People like podcasts for the same reason they like traditional radio stations. They can listen to them while doing other things like commuting, household tasks, and, if they're being candid, working at their desks as well. You might think those other tasks distract podcast listeners, but it doesn't work that way. The science shows that listening while doing other activities actually boosts engagement by 18%, long-term recall by 22%, and emotional impact by 40%. As with all your content channels, your team will need to incorporate your brand's tone and identity into your audio content. You'll want to explore any podcasts your competitors produce and which podcasts are popular within your industry and target audience. If your company is like most B2B brands, your potential customer base is relatively small and well-defined. So your team could ask your customers what to cover or brainstorm ideas with your sales team. The first place to post your podcast is on your brand's website. However, that's probably not the best place to attract new prospects' attention. You'll need to choose one or more podcast platforms, just as you might choose YouTube for videos or LinkedIn for newsletters. Spotify for podcasters, formerly Anchor, is a popular choice, along with Libsyn, Podbean, and many others. Your hosting platform will then use RSS feeds to connect you with podcast directories like Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, and others. Your team will be able to tell potential clients they can listen to your brand wherever they get their podcasts. As we know from experience, distribution and promotion go together for new offerings, so your team will need to showcase your podcast using your brand website, email lists, social media, webinars, live events, your sales team, and paid advertising. It sounds like more work, but on the bright side, your podcast is a new topic for your editorial calendar. That's one less fresh idea to brainstorm for your content generation treadmill. Starting a podcast shouldn't be a standalone project. It should be aligned with your brand's overall content strategy. It should be part of your omni-channel presence and engage potential clients based on their needs and preferences. Research suggests that podcasts are popular with potential B2B decision makers and influencers. They also seem to elicit audience engagement and brand awareness. Yet B2B content marketers don't seem to be taking advantage of podcasts, even though they're relatively easy to produce, distribute, and promote. Getting the jump on your competitors by recognizing this untapped opportunity might be the simple boost your team needs to expand its visibility and reach potential customers when and where they're receptive to your message.